but that is still a fighting sort of energy, where you're fighting your motivation with your resistance, because the resistance is still there. It's just that you've made the motivation a little bit stronger. So maybe it's more of an equal combat, but it's still taking a lot of energy to fight that resistance and to push yourself forward and take that action. It's a lot of effort and energy. And so what I am looking at is that it would be easier to reduce the resistance. Hello, so today is a quick video on resistance and what resistance is, how it can show up, and sometimes we are not even aware of it. So here are some pointers so that you can recognize it and then what to do about it. So recently I have noticed a resistance, and a resistance is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also not helping you move forward into your life and experience what you actually want to experience. So when you notice that I want to, for example, let's say move to the coast, I want to move to the sea, and somehow you are not taking the steps that would actually make that happen, that is a form of resistance. And that is when you can start asking yourself, okay, so I want to experience this thing, I want to move to the sea, but I'm also not taking the actions needed and required to make that happen. So what could possibly be the reason? And here there are various types of resistance. One is that, oh, you are maybe scared of new things or change and you want to stay in your comfort zone, and you are comfortable enough in this area where you are that you don't want to make the extra effort to move to the coast, even though that could be a dream of yours. So if you're just comfortable enough, you don't have enough of a reason, enough of a why to actually make your dream happen. So your dream is not strong enough. And then you can find out, okay, well, what can I do to make my dream stronger? And you can start imagining, oh, my life would look like this or like that at the coast. I could experience water sports. I could go horseback riding. There would be a different type of people maybe, and people with more energy, maybe a different type of atmosphere, because the environment by the sea is quite different. And so this is how we can make our why stronger and increase our motivation, and therefore actually take the action to get us towards where we actually want to go. And so that could help reduce the resistance, but that is still a fighting sort of energy, where you're fighting your motivation with your resistance, because the resistance is still there. It's just that you've made the motivation a little bit stronger. So maybe it's more of an equal combat, but it's still taking a lot of energy to fight that resistance and to push yourself forward and take that action. It's a lot of effort and energy. And so what I am looking at is that it would be easier to reduce the resistance rather than increase your motivation and your why and your reason and the push and the force. Oh, it's so exhausting. And so it would be much easier to look at the resistance and say, okay, resistance, why are you here? What is going on? Why are we not moving towards the coast, something that would be amazing to experience? Why? And so you can have a conversation with that aspect of you, that resistance part. And this would be parts work. And that is, you can do it in various different ways. You can just have a talk, use words. I wouldn't recommend doing it just in your mind. And another great way to do it would be to journal. And so you can just grab a notebook, and then you can write down, okay, here is, my name is Maya, so I would start with an M, and then colon, and then write down, hello resistance, why are we having roadblocks to moving to the ocean or to the sea? And then I'd write down R for resistance and colon, and then resistance can answer. And then the key is just to write without thinking or analyzing or filtering or censoring anything, and just allow that aspect of you to just speak through the writing. So that's a really fun practice to just find out, okay, what's the hold up? Where's the block? Why? What's going on? And there are various other ways that you can reduce the resistance as well. And one of my favorites would be to do somatic work. And the best way to do that is to actually find the resistance in your body, because all of our trauma energy is actually in our body. It's stuck in there and it's causing all these blockages. And whenever we want to move towards something, it stops us because it wants to keep us safe. That is its ultimate goal. It just wants us to survive, even though surviving might not look great. You know, it might mean keeping us really small, but at least alive. And that is the resistance and the protector parts. That's their job, just to keep us safe, keep us alive, keep us surviving, instead of thriving and actually enjoying parts of the world and life that we can enjoy. But the protector part and the resistance, they don't understand that, they don't know it, that it's unfamiliar. And if it's unfamiliar, it's classified as not safe. So let's not do that. So this is a fun practice that you can try, and just getting in touch with resistance and saying, okay, resistance, what's going on here? What is happening? Why are we stuck? How can we move through this? And you can do it in the ways that I described, either by journaling, which is fantastic, or by actually finding that felt sensation in your body. And I'll talk more about that in future videos. So I hope this has helped, and I wish you a beautiful day. Bye, speak soon.